was the last time? Was it during the campaign that you were here? Is that the last time until you came here to visit your
Well,
dad?
because my son is serving in the Marine Corps, stationed here in Arizona. We've made our way down here several times this year, but on an official capacity, it's been a little bit more than a year and a half. But it's always good to be back in Phoenix.
So you're here to talk with Republican governors, I'm sure, about policy and politics. So I'd like to ask you about the November election, Virginia, New York, and New Jersey. Learn anything about the state of the American people, and especially Republicans, candidates, and Republican voters from those elections?
Well, first, I think we saw that candidates matter, and Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin was a great candidate in Virginia, and was able to lead an entire sweep of a statewide ticket for the first time in a dozen years, and all credit goes to him and a positive agenda that he carried forward. But I think also when you look at the results in Virginia, a state that Joe Biden won a year ago by 10 percentage points, and in neighboring New Jersey, it's clear that the American people are tired of the failed policies of the Biden-Harris administration, whether it's open borders, runaway spending, plans for higher taxes, inflation that's raising the cost of goods, the supply chain crisis, and one issue after another. It seems like we've been going from one rolling crisis to another rolling crisis, and it's clear to me that the results in Virginia, the results in New Jersey were also a reaffirmation of the desire of the American people to see common sense, conservative, Republican leadership reaffirmed, first at the state level, and I believe over the next year you're going to see that happen in Congress and in state houses around the country.
So what's your advice to governors who often control the politics of a party in a state? They may not be the political leaders by name, but they're there, they're influenced, and they have a lot to say. What's your advice to them as they navigate the next 12 months to 2 years?
Well, I think my advice tonight to Republican governors gathering here in Phoenix is going to be continue to lead boldly and with principle. I truly do believe, whether it's Governor Doug Ducey or Governor Greg Abbott or Governor Ron DeSantis or Governor Kristi Noem, we have a group of governors across the country that have been willing to take a strong and principled stand for freedom. To stand for the interest of their state, for the prosperity of their state, for the right of parents to be able to be in the driver's seat about their kids' education, to choose where their kids go to school. And they've been pushing back consistently on the heavy hand of the Biden-Harris administration, particularly when it comes to this recent unconstitutional vaccine mandate propagated through regulations in the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. I mean, the courts are pushing back, but Republican governors have been in the lead. And I think what people responded to in Virginia, and to no less extent in that photo finish in New Jersey, was real leadership. I mean, Glenn Youngkin, the governor-elect of Virginia, didn't win by compromising the conservative agenda. He won by articulating it clearly, plainly to the people of Virginia, and they chose a return to the principles of economic growth, fiscal responsibility, and having parents in charge of their children's education.
Let me talk about the election in Virginia. One of the big things there that we learned afterwards was the rather large turnout by Republicans in mail balloting. There are states in the aftermath of 2020 that are trying to change election laws, and in some of them would include trying to do away or greatly limit the mail-in ballot. Any advice to the governors? Maybe they're acting too hastily, or what are your thoughts about that?
Well, look, we just passed through a divisive election a year ago, and I think election integrity and the public's confidence in the results of the election was undermined by the fact that a number of states made changes in their election laws without legislative approval. Now, those were ultimately confirmed by the courts, and the election of 2020 stands. But I fully support the efforts here in Arizona that Governor Doug Ducey has led, the efforts in Georgia and in Texas and states around the country, not in any way to limit voting or limit access to mail-in ballots, but just to ensure that we protect the one person, one vote principle at the heart of our democracy. In the state of Indiana, for instance, we've had mail-in voting, absentee voting for decades. We've also had, in the last 15 years, voter ID that the Supreme Court of the United States actually approved. And I see states around the country just making sure that we have ballot integrity when it comes to mail-in voting and also voter ID. And I think all these things are going to ultimately strengthen voter confidence in the outcome of our elections.
One more on this. You said that candidates matter. That's what you learned in Virginia.
Right.
You apply that to yourself? Do you think any lessons from Virginia as it relates to maybe your decision-making as to what you might do and whether or not you have one more race to run?
Well, Mark, I will tell you, all of my focus right now is on making sure that we elect Republicans to the Congress and to state houses around the country in 2022. I think people that care about conservative values and our agenda are greatly heartened by the results of the elections earlier this month, but it's really just a beginning. And so I've told people we'll let the future take care of itself. But for now, all of us are going to focus all of our energies in making sure that we elect and re-elect strong conservative Republican governors all across the country, and that we elect Republican majorities to the United States House and the United States Senate come November of 2022.
In Arizona, we have a Senate race next year.
Do.
And a lot of people have thought that maybe Governor Ducey would be the best bet for the Republicans over and above those who have announced so far. You're a friend of the governor. How would you advise him?
I'm not just a friend of Governor Doug Ducey, I'm a fan. I can say I was for Doug Ducey before it was cool. We were both governors at the same time, Mark, and I watched this businessman turned governor come into this state, advance policies that have created prosperity, educational opportunity. He's been an innovator. He's brought that rugged individualism for which Arizona is known and celebrated. But maybe most importantly, I saw Governor Doug Ducey lead this state through the early days of the coronavirus pandemic. You know, in my role as the leader of the White House Coronavirus Task Force, we spoke to the nation's governors, all 50 of them, and the territorial governors every week. And we saw in those early days when the pandemic was striking so hard in that first summer here in Arizona, the way that Governor Ducey's leadership made a difference. And so whatever Governor Ducey does in the future, he's going to have a fan in Mike Pence, and I'll join a chorus of people that will admire his leadership for many years to come.
You bringing any messages, though, from the Republican Party in Washington to him about whether or not he should consider a run for the Senate?
Well, like I said, I was for Governor Doug Ducey before it was cool, and I would encourage him to find ways to continue to serve the people of this nation in the years ahead.
Okay, one last question I want to ask you. A big thing with Governor Ducey, and he got it passed, is requiring young people, high school students, to learn civics. They got to take it to graduate. So I'm going to ask you, sir, how would you explain January 6th to a classroom of 14, 15-year-old civics students? What should they take away from it? How did it impact you? How did it impact the country?
Well, January 6th was a tragic day in the life of our nation. But thanks to the swift leadership and efforts of law enforcement, we quelled the violence, we reconvened the Congress of the United States, and we finished our work counting the electoral votes of all the states of this nation and certifying the election as required by the Constitution of the United States and the laws of this country. I mean, ultimately, we did our job that day on a very difficult day. Our institutions held as we reaffirmed and kept our oath under the Constitution of the United States. And I would tell any young person looking on that this is a resilient nation with strong institutions. That being said, I would also tell them I will always be proud of our record over the 4 years of the Trump-Pence administration. We rebuilt our military. We revived our economy. We saw nearly 300 conservatives appointed to our courts at every level. We stood strong on the world stage, stood up to our enemies, stood with our allies as never before. And I know there are many in the national media that want to use January 6th to demean the intentions of 74 million Americans. There are also those that want to use January 6th to distract attention from the failed policies of the Biden-Harris administration. And I'll not be a part of that. I'll stand on our record. I'll hold this administration accountable, even while we recognize that that was a tragic day, but it was ultimately a day when our institutions held. And for that, I think every American can take great confidence in the future.
Is that the lesson you want your grandchild to take from this when they get old enough and look at the history books and see what happened to Grandpa that day?
Well, I'd want them to know that at a time of great challenge, on a tragic day at our nation's capital, that we did our job, that we kept our oath, and our institutions held, and America moved forward.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you, Mark.
All right.